camera supposed to be that zoomed out?
So stay here and wait. And yeah, is the camera supposed to be that zoomed out? We seem super far away. Welcome to the Bro Show.
The Bro Show.
Yeah. So hopefully the audio is not terrible. I'm going to wait. Hopefully someone will tell me if it's horrible. One of the cool things that you might have seen or might not have seen is that I'm mobile. I can just like go around. We have chairs that have rolly things, which basically makes this work. It's perfect! I love you guys. Welcome to the intro. It's not working. All right. Intro. 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 Yes! Yes! Success. Audio is out of sync. Awesome. That's good. All right. Lynda.com! Lynda! Learn all the things about all the stuff at SquareSpace.com. Make all the things about the websites and stuff. Actually, Lynda.com is great. You can learn a whole bunch of different stuff. And SquareSpace.com is great. You can make a whole bunch of different websites using their templatey things. Coming back here now. I can even tell the audio is out of sync here.
Well,
wow.
If there's latency, just say what you were going to say and then mouth it afterwards. So, hey!
Hey, this is a good show!
Oh, man. Goodness, get out of here.
So the video is out of sync still?
I don't know, dude. Should I
Turn up the volume, I can do that. The video is delayed here. So I think it's the capture card or something.
Cool. I don't know. Dennis, get out of here.
Super out of sync.
I'm just hanging out while everyone freaks out.
I wanna run away. Okay, so I don't know why is there's no delays set up on anything. So that's not good. That's probably a good idea.
Did all the camera people just leave
They did.
when we're having camera problems?
Yep. That's what camera people do. They just leave you when you need them. You just can't trust them. Okay, well, I don't know. Turn VSync on? Ugh.
It's
I
always
wish.
the problem.
I wish. Wouldn't that be great? Delay the audio track. That's not a bad idea, but I don't know how delayed the video track is. Want to make a guess?
3
milliseconds.
That's really fast.
That's
Maybe more
super-
milliseconds.
30.
30 milliseconds?
Okay. That seems like a lot.
Okay.
Okay, let's try 20. That's the wrong keyboard. Let's try 20.
20.
Okay.
Wasn't the audio already delayed though, so delaying it, wouldn't that increase the issue? Or are we...
No, I think the video is delayed. I
Oh,
think
the
the audio
video's
is on
delayed.
time. I think the video is delayed. So if we delay
Oh.
the audio, then they should mesh up.
Gotcha.
How's it working, guys? Did that not work at all? 300. Wow. Audio delay. 300. That seems huge, but we're now trying 300. Where's Justin?
Isn't Justin our official stream watcher?
Talk to me about the things.
It's pretty delayed.
Okay.
So I think maybe
I just tried 300.
I don't really work in
I tried,
milliseconds.
like,
Some people are saying a little bit more, so maybe I'll try 400.
400, yeah.
400? Okay.
Try 400.
Thanks for working with me on this Twitch chat. We're basically diagnosing everything together. So
is.
instead of watching tech tips, what you guys can actually do is just tune into the WAN show, and then you can learn your own tech tips from like helping us fix things. Because
We're
just
crowdsourcing
yes,
the
yeah.
fixes.
This
yes.
is Kickstarter, but live, and you don't have to donate.
Exactly.
It's
Just your time and effort.
crowdsourced tech tips. So we just went to 400. So let me know what you guys think of that. Justin, I'd like some input from you as well. We need help from internal sources and external sources to optimize the throughput of our audio and video. 500?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's like super delayed over Twitch.
500.
500. We've got 500 here. We're gonna try 500.
People are saying 420, but I decided
420 YOLO, 360.
I was gonna
no-scope.
say if Linus was here, he'd put it at 420. That's something he would do.
I put it at
But
500.
we're not minus.
Nope.
Some guy said 9,000. That would probably work.
Over 9,000 would probably
Over,
work.
yes.
9,000 is kind of, you're trying, but you're not fully there.
Yeah. If I had like, I was gonna say a super nice car, I would price it at $9,001, and I was like, that's not a super nice car.
That's no. Your car's like double that.
550 to 600.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
Just off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna change it to 600. We're just gonna keep jumping in hundreds, and then we can dial it back a little bit.
We're getting
Okay,
there,
so
boys.
We're now
getting
at
there.
600. Thank you guys for sticking with us. This has been fun. This has been
fun.
good.
It's been an experience.
The cool part was that when I had to do the sponsor spots, the image was up, so it doesn't even matter
So
if the audio was delayed.
exactly. That's
So
what I was
that
saying. We
part
could
was
just do
fine.
the whole thing like this, and then we're flawless because
Except if I like laugh and do that,
that's true.
then you'd know. It's fun watching a delay.
It is fun watching the delay. I did that while we were spinning in our chairs.
You guys can't see that. I'm sorry.
It's pretty fun.
It's too much. Pull it back. Is that right, Justin? Too much? We're gonna wait for some input from Justin, but I'm thinking 580 might be where we need to go. Way too much. Less than 500.
550.
550.
550?
All right.
You're slightly ahead now, I think.
550.
Unless I'm not going crazy.
Okay.
We're getting it narrowed in.
All right.
We will get there
Cool.
by 6. We will.
By 6 o'clock. Yeah. We're only half an hour late because of misplaced equipment, and then we're going to be an hour late after that because of equipment not working well. So, there we go. I want to run away. So, topics that we have. Netflix is going to be dropping thousands of titles. Unified Weapons Master, they're going to have a high-tech gladiatorial combat. You can't really see what I'm saying right now. I feel like that dude from Tool Time,
Yes.
who's standing behind the fence.
Peeks over the fence.
I think you actually have to go higher. My bad.
75
Yeah, I
or
screwed up when I was listening to it. It was when you were guys. Like,
So 6,
so over?
Try 650, 700 maybe. Yeah, it's.
that's a lot of delay, dude.
That's a lot of those milliseconds.
You guys, yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty off when you first started.
Okay,
Now
go
it's
check it
just
again.
better.
We also have the introduction of GDDR5X. Apparently, GDDR5X WAN, although I'm pretty sure that was just me typing that in properly. Then after that, we have new federal requirements on cell phone surveillance. So that should be pretty cool. I have to be very animated with my eyes because you can't see my mouth. No. Okay. Moving forward. I need to move down to one of my topics, so give me a second here. I just need to keep talking like this, because then you can't really feel the delay. Actually, I should show Justin the delay. That would probably help him try to figure that out. So I'm actually going to go through my first topic, and we're just going to try to live troubleshoot this with Justin in the other room while we go. So yes, Netflix is dropping thousands of titles. Apparently, they're not renewing their deal with distributor Epix. So basically, how Netflix gets all their titles is they have to have a deal with the distributor of these videos, who would also distribute them to different cable companies and whatnot, so that you could do like video on demand. Netflix's deal with Epix was reportedly worth about $1 billion. That's pretty obscene. Was reportedly worth about $1 billion. It will run until the end of September 2015. So yeah, you
End of this
don't
month.
have much time at all if you want to watch some of these movies and stuff. Chief Content Officer Ted Sarandos, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, said while many of these movies are popular, they're also widely available on cable and other subscription platforms at the same time they are as Netflix and subject to the same drawn-out licensing periods.
Add another like 300. Like it's still off.
Add 300?
Add 300 to what you've got. You're at what, 700?
It's like a 50% increase.
You're at
650.
Yeah, add 300.
So as we're talking about Netflix, they're trying to move to more of their own original content, which is kind of super hard to blame them because the original content is doing extremely well.
Really, really well.
I loved House of Cards.
House of Cards was awesome. Daredevil was really cool. Have you
Yeah.
watched Daredevil?
I haven't watched the entirety. I think I've watched about 3/4.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few, like, I felt there's a couple actors in Daredevil which weren't, like, super amazing, but the show overall was actually really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to be moving towards a more their content focused platform, which isn't the reason why I got Netflix, but might make me keep Netflix.
Now,
So I don't know.
I know very little about Hulu, but Hulu is picking up the deal that Netflix is going to be leaving behind.
Yeah.
So they're trying to kind of push their way into that void. If you're saying the reason why you got Netflix, maybe that'll pull more people towards Hulu. I know Hulu's not quite as
200
successful
more.
as Netflix.
But
Yeah, they're going to be picking up all those shows that you're going to be losing from Netflix. So if you really want those shows, if that's a problem for you, Hulu could be an answer. Haven't heard too many great things about Hulu, to be completely honest, but Netflix is definitely the kind of kingpins.
Rip
But again,
Hulu.
they have so many of their own original shows, and they're going to keep it rolling. Orange is the New Black wasn't a good show for me, but it was extremely highly rated.
Yep.
People really like that show.
I liked season 1. I
Yeah.
wasn't super into the season 2 or 3. Season 2, I was like, all right, they're bridging into something. All right, cool. And then season 3, I was like, meh.
Yeah,
I don't
kind
know.
of followed.
Season 1, I
House
thought
of
was
Cards
pretty
did
cool.
a
House of
similar
Cards
thing.
was, yeah, that's true. I still
Season
liked
1
it
and
a
2
lot.
were just gangbusters, and 3 kind of fell off a little.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, that's Netflix for you. I kind of expect if they keep doing this, there's going to be more rampant piracy again. Because for
Yeah.
a long time there, it was like, how is everyone watching whatever show? Download it on Pirate Bay. And now
Yeah.
it's kind of the same deal, obviously, but also with a huge amount of it gone to Netflix.
Right.
And I think that might stop. Because, yes, Netflix is doing a huge amount of original series, but the people that just kind of watch Netflix all the time are going to run out of original series stuff really fast. And they're probably hanging around for that mass expanse of other stuff.
Apparently set it to 1200 if chat's right.
Okay.
Set it to 1200.
Okay.
See if that works.
It
Uh-oh.
could be like time.
Then-
Add like 200 to 300 ms to it. Also, have you heard anything about that Ashes of the Singularity thing?
No.
Okay. I'm trying to add that. It
It's a
has
game,
to go
right?
over PAX.
Okay, yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
PAX was awesome.
So chat, if it's wrong, it's at 1200 now. So you guys might suck.
It is at 1200 now.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works. Sorry,
So
guys.
The cancer was spreading through chat 1200.
Yes. Well, we'll see if they're right. Someone might have been trying to time it or something. I can clap for everybody. There's your clap. I tried to like line it up so you could see my hands well and stuff. Anyways, we will keep moving on. We'll try to do all the main topics. So, Unified Weapons Masters High-Tech Gladiatorial Combat.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much probably as sick as it sounds, if I can find the topic. Control F, Glad.
Third page,
Sick.
top of the third.
Found it. Control F is my hero.
Looks really cool. The suits are designed really well, I guess you could say, from the video I watched. They look great fighting. And basically what the idea is, you can do melee combat with different types of weapons. The suits will protect you. And the biggest part of the suits is actually they give you a reading of what the blow would be, and basically gives you health points, and you would lose health points by taking strikes in different areas. But there is such things as, a one-hit kill, like something to the throat or something like that. But maybe if you just kick the guy in the side, he'll take X amount of damage. It looks really interesting, kind of combining the oldest form of fighting with the newest technology. A really interesting blend they've got going.
It's actually pretty freaking cool. What I liked at the beginning of this video was just them showing what's up.
1700.
Down?
1700 is the number you should be at.
I thought I was at 2K.
You're at 2K.
We did 1,200, I thought.
1200.
Yeah.
Never mind. 1700.
We're at 1700. See if that works.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
milliseconds.
Your clap was off by still a decent chunk.
Okay.
Try another clap.
All right. Anyways, you guys just saw that again, probably, hopefully. So, what's really cool is they're fighting. Those are probably foam, because that makes sense. But they're fighting, and you can just record the data afterwards. If you have someone sitting on the sidelines, I'm sure they could tell you when things happen. So if you get a throat shot like you were talking about, he could end the match. He could do whatever you want. Really cool. Apparently, when are they starting their first actual matches?
I think they were trying for the end. I tried to find the doc here. I think they were trying for the end of this year, probably beginning of next year. I think is what they're saying.
First live combat event in 2016.
Okay,
it
there you
says
go,
on the
yeah.
doc. So that's pretty cool. That'll be exciting to watch. I kind of hope. I don't know. They're probably foam weapons, but I kind of hope that they don't.
They said that they're going to be real weapons. Like
Yeah?
the suits are made to protect you. And you can see at one point, if you watch the whole video, the guy is completely losing. Like he's losing. His health points are going down. I think he's got 30%. The other guy's at 100. 30% guy wins. He gets a strike through to the throat, and they pause it, and you can see the sword hit and bend and flex with the pressure. So it might not be foam, and it might not be steel, but it could be something.
Well, it could be that fencing.
Yeah,
whatever,
it could just
thin
be really
blade
thin,
stuff.
kind of.
Yeah.
But I think their goal is to really, really get physical with it. You see guys hitting pretty hard, and the armor is, supposed to protect you kind of deal. So really interesting stuff. I know they've been trying to work on this for a while, and it could be a lot of fun. I think the big thing right out of the gate would be the price. I think it'd be extremely limited just due to the insane cost.
Well, if they're doing a live combat event, it sounds kind of like they're probably going to plan it more around UFC style stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
not like laser tag at your local thing, but
Right.
more like no-named fighters going into gladiatorial style combat. So yeah, it'll probably be expensive, but I'm sure they'll probably be the only ones actually using the full body suits. Apparently
Right.
they use a combination of, I'm going to say this wrong, but a combination of piezoelectric shock and vibration sensors and accelerometers to measure not only where the hit lands, but the severity as well. So so if I strike and I just kind of nick his arm barely, that's probably not going to take off that many hit points. But if I strike and I hit the same part, but then kind of dig in when I do so, it might do a lot more in terms of damage. I'm not entirely sure, but
And
that's
these guys
actually pretty
throw
cool.
everything. They're throwing elbows
saw
and
that,
kicks, and they're tripping each other, and yeah, it's
That's super cool. Apparently, the data collected by the suit will be beamed wirelessly to a special ringside computer system, like I was mentioning earlier, which will keep the score. So that's essentially probably going to be health points.
Oh yeah, yeah. They show the little bars. It's very video game-esque in
See
that
if I
video.
can
Check that out.
Jump back.
Later
So I
on.
linked in the chat the video so that you can watch, but I'm
See,
going to
there
jump
you-
back here right now so you can actually see the health on the bottom. So that guy just hit 0% and lost. I'll jump back a little bit more so you can see that again.
At a different point, they also say what these guys are
see
trained
the
in.
health
These guys, some of them are ninjutsu, some guys are doing karate, but all sorts of different martial art backgrounds for these guys. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. They have some really great engagements.
Yeah. It's got the Ninja Brayley.
See, nice kick there right to the midsection. Actually did a
That's
good
interesting.
amount of
So you can
damage.
see their BPM.
Yeah.
You can see what KGF. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but probably like
KGF.
armor or health or something. I'm not sure. But it's cool how much data they have on these guys.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Pretty sick. What's up, Justin?
It's still off. Are you hitting apply? Is what
I
people
am.
are saying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
He's definitely hitting
it's not
apply.
doing
I can
that
vouch
much,
for it.
Yeah.
honestly.
I was worried about that actually. I am hitting apply.
Um,
It's on 1700. Definitely applied.
try 2000. It's
2K.
It's still off, but at this point, like I think I'm going crazy because I'm not even sure like what we're doing is actually making a difference.
Yeah. Okay. It's now on 2K.
2K.
Like 2K games. Did anyone get that reference?
Can we sell it for
Someone
another
got that
$50
reference.
now?
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
I think they came out, I could be wrong with this, but they came out with an NBA game. It was like $70 on Steam.
Really?
Yeah, 2K NBA. It was 70.
I'm excited to play Mad Max. Speaking of excited to play video games and possibly Mad Max, I'm going to do a shameless plug here because I think it's okay because it's for charity. Tomorrow, Saturday, not entirely sure when I'm going to start, maybe before noon is the time I'm giving right now. I'm going to be starting a 24-hour charity stream for Extra Life. I've been tweeting that out a little bit over the last bit. So yeah, come by, hang out, maybe donate, maybe don't. Just tell your friends, do something. I'm going to be playing games for a super long time, and hopefully we'll make money for Extra Life. I did a charity stream a bit over a year ago, I think, and my memory's failing me, and my Twitter didn't go back far enough, but I think we made about 3,200. So the goal this year is 5K, which is insane. We might not get it, but I think it would be pretty cool.
It was
We'll
extremely
see.
successful last time.
It was, yeah.
3K. Holy.
It's like yeah.
Okay. General settings, audio.
Should you just set to like 10,000 and see if it's actually making a difference?
Yeah.
Like,
Might not be
Fly.
a bad idea.
Okay. There we go.
3.
Yep. 3,000.
Sorry.
Well, it's okay.
Sorry.
We'll see what happens.
I guess, yeah, I guess we will see.
Okay, moving on. That was actually pretty freaking cool. Moving on. New federal requirements on
Alright.
cell phone surveillance. So, federal law enforcement have routinely been required to obtain a search warrant before using secretive and intrusive cell phone tracking technologies. And something like the Stingray, which is a suitcase-sized device, sweeps up basic cell phone data from a neighborhood, which can trick phones to connecting to it. So basically, even if you're not making calls or texting people or whatever, your phone is always connecting to things. So if the Stingray can make your phone connect to it, they can find your phone, which is probably in your pocket, so they can find you. Now, I didn't have a ton of time to actually read this because I was busy with all the things like finding capture cards.
I have read stuff about the Stingray previously to today. They've been using a lot in the States with the whole different Ferguson issues, and there's a lot of things going on in the States with kind of police versus citizens, and there's a lot of tension there. And apparently the Stingray's been used quite a bit in all sorts of places. They can rip your calls, they can take your texts, all this kind of things I've been reading from different news outlets. So there definitely needs to be something to manage this.
Yeah.
And I think this is at least a great first step, because it does appear, especially on kind of some of the alternative news outlets that talk about these different protests, that they're using these things extremely widespread. There's no control over it. They're just popping them up whenever and however they wish to. So any control would be fantastic, as privacy is a bigger and bigger issue with our wireless tech these days.
And basically what's happening is the new policy requires a warrant in most cases except for immediate security, so immediate threats, sorry. So basically immediate emergencies. There we go, I can talk. Like national security threats, although I don't think that's properly defined. Authorities will need to delete data that's been collected once they have the info that they need. And the American Civil Liberties Union has said that the policy is a good first step. Called on the Justice Department to close remaining loopholes, such as one allowing for warrantless surveillance under undefined exceptional circumstances. So it's kind of what I was mentioning earlier.
Loose terminology.
Yeah. Exceptional circumstances. What does that mean?
To me, nothing.
Not having jam to go on my peanut butter and jam sandwich can sometimes be an exceptional circumstance. I can be pretty distraught about that. Because just having the peanut butter makes it so that your mouth just gets all nah.
Yep, you need the jam to smooth things out.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's not a good thing. And it might be helpful if I could use a surveillance device to find a store where I could buy the jam.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think that would be okay. Anyways, that
or
was
Amazon's
weird.
1 hour delivery. Like
oh my god.
You could just 1 hour deliver
ridiculous
jam to yourself.
I'm going to check how the audio delay is doing right now.
100,000 from BR Gamer.
Yeah.
He might be onto something.
Yeah. So apparently not good.
Someone just yelled audio.
Do another one of those. See if it helps anything. Audio is still ahead. Audio is ahead?
It's not.
Was there any words on that?
It feels like it's not even
One second.
doing anything. And one of the guys brought up something that you'd hear a hiccup once you change the delay. But
it's not happening. I am clicking apply. Like it's saying
100%
that it's
clicking
doing
apply.
it.
maybe if you restart the stream, that would actually make it work. I don't know if you want to restart the stream.
Oh god.
I see nothing.
Oh god.
I never see things I'm not supposed to see.
Oh god. Do you want to go try it
check
again?
it now, Justin.
Go try that. Just go. Anyways, moving on to more topics.
I can feel my face getting redder.
Mine is. I'm pretty sure you can see mine is redder. Oh my goodness, that was bad. So to explain what just happened. I was trying to be quick and try to keep talking to you guys, and what I did was I was adding audio delay to my system speakers.
It's perfect.
Instead of adding audio delay to the microphone.
Oh my god.
So what I was hearing was being audio delayed by 3,000 milliseconds, and what I was saying was being audio delayed by nothing. So now what I'm saying is being audio delayed by 550 milliseconds and is apparently perfect. So
Sweet.
My face is definitely full of blood right now, and I feel very embarrassed, and I kind of want to run away. But I'm going to keep doing the WAN show because I love you guys, and I want it to go well. Oh, man.
I quit.
My bad. Let's just change it by 3,000. Let's just, that's like 3 seconds, I think.
Why isn't it doing anything?
Okay, wow, yeah, my cheeks hurt. Anyways, moving on. Introducing GDDR5X.
Yes.
Higher density and faster data rates. So basically, up until now, 4 gigabyte modules were the highest density available for GDDR5. Now they can make 8 gigabyte dense modules, which is actually pretty badass because that's doubling the capacity, which is actually fairly intense. Micron hinted that that 8 gigabit per second GDDR5 modules are in production, so that's 1 gigabit per second faster than than the previous highest, which was 7. That being said, people were overclocking and stuff, but this means you could overclock even more.
Even more, yeah, exactly.
So that's good. They see 8 gigabit per second the absolute peak for the GDDR5 kind of platform in its current form, but that's not super surprising because I think a lot of people are expecting the future to be AMD's angle, which is the stacking of stuff. So this is probably good if, say, Nvidia isn't going to move to HBM, hybrid module, I don't know, whatever,
Yes.
the stacking memory from AMD. If they're not going to go that route, because usually the companies don't really like copying each other, this will give them some more time to figure something out. But I do expect everything is going to be stacking like crazy, stacks on stacks on stacks on your graphics
Stacks on
cards
stacks.
soon enough. So this is cool. This is good. Personally, I think stacking is still going to kind of be high performance memory. What? High bandwidth. There we go.
They also mentioned that the actual board could be
Thanks, guys.
smaller while still
Yes.
maintaining this power, which is a big deal because in a lot of the smaller builds we're seeing these days, the graphics card is the huge piece that's kind of somewhat of a problem, right?
Yeah, and like people have been addressing that lately, and that's been pretty cool because back in, what was it, 600 series? Or 700 series? I don't remember what card it was, but Linus and I made so many jokes because of the penis extension of the card, which was basically the PCB ended, and then they just put it on like an extra plastic shroud to make it longer because they were like, well, short cards look stupid and dumb. Not true anymore. A lot of people are going for short cards because they're going for little ITX systems. You only sometimes need 2 sticks of RAM because the high capacity RAM can get you a ton of memory. You can get huge capacity RAM sticks. You can get a badass graphics card, which is nice and short, and you can make this little tiny awesome system of epicness.
You're not taking any big losses going with the tiny little builds as you would have in the past.
Yes.
You know, you're getting a lot of the same things, if not better.
Yeah.
In a smaller, and especially for guys like us, a more LANable case.
Yeah, no, that's a huge thing. I saw a bunch of, we were just, this is my brother for the people that didn't get that earlier in the stream. We were just at the, Bro Show. Welcome to the Bro Show. We were just at the BYOC Bring Your Own Computer LAN at PAX Prime 2015. And there's a bunch of little tiny systems. One of my favorite things about LANs is you get the combination of like the person who made a computer into a Team Fortress 2 turret, which was moving.
That was awesome.
You get the guy who made a computer into a suitcase that had a monitor in it, and then you have like the computer that probably got its case from like 1998 and has had like random hand-me-down part upgrades ever since then, and he's just still landing,
still gaming
and
hard.
he's fine, and he's trudging along,
slugging
like,
it out.
You've got all the different variances, and I think that's pretty cool. But this will allow people to do cool little tiny builds, and that's awesome. Well, this will help allow people to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely not the only component, and AMD's doing their own stuff as well, so I can't take them down a notch. This is just a good thing.
It also helps with
general.
SLI or Crossfire, you know, because your RAM is definitely limited in that situation. So
yeah, because it's not additive.
Yeah,
which is cool. So you can get a bunch more memory, and then 2 cards that are the same, and then you have a bunch more memory.
And everyone wants more screens these days, you know, to help you. Those guys who want triple screens. I'm not there yet. Still rocking 2, but
I'm trying to get more.
Trying to get more.
I have 2
more
at home, and I
screens.
have 3 at work, and I want like 5 at work, and I want like maybe more than 5 at home.
Who's got the overhead display?
Barnacules?
Barnacules,
yeah,
yes, Barnacules has got
I want
that.
one of those too. Not nearly as big as his. His like that's all TVs, and they're giant. I don't necessarily want that. I want a monitor on a tilt down though, and I want like small auxiliary monitors for server monitoring and stuff.
That's awesome.
I want to be able to like play Eve and mine up here, and like play Hearthstone here, and World of Tanks here, and monitor the forum here, and monitor a server up there, and just all the things. I want to feel like I'm in, like people say like, oh, Reddit battle stations or whatever. I want to legitimately be able to have a battle station.
Nice.
I want to have like my racing wheel set up, and
Oh,
my
your
joystick and throttle set up, and like a bajillion and a half monitors, and keyboard and mouse, and a controller, and just be like, I can do everything. that's what I want. Anyways,
You got to be able to be racing, have voice controls for Hearthstone, and voice controls for Eve.
Yeah.
And just keep it going.
Card
Stream
3,
at the same time.
Use your battle cry on enemy card 4. Thank you. Also mine that rock, and I need to drive a tank. Although I probably can't do that by voice. Anyways, let me find another topic. Wikipedia editors turn to blackmail. This is kind of horrible because
is.
you know what? I actually really like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is super badass and
If you've gone to school in the last
Yes,
decade, you
was
like
just gonna
Wikipedia.
say, Wikipedia has gotten so many people through their degrees. So a lot of people owe like their entire degree to Wikipedia, which is pretty cool. But editors at Wikipedia have allegedly started contacting small businesses and lesser-known celebrities, telling them that they need to pay up or have their entries edited to oblivion.
Oblivion.
That's
yes.
that's petty, and that's garbage.
Very
As for
evil.
hundreds of pounds, so this was posted probably not on a North American website. It's fudzilla.com, so I don't know. But hundreds of pounds, as in monies. I'm going to post this in the Twitch chat so you guys can see what we're talking about. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And then I'm going to switch to my screen. There we go. I make the computer noises so that you don't have to assume that they're there. The stream PC is not doing things. There we go. Hooray! Yeah. So apparently this guy got edited to God, which is not a thing. Anyways, long article. I need to get back to my sheet, so we're not actually going to look at that. Haha! Tricked. They offered their powers as editors to keep the page up if the fee is met. So basically, if you want your Wikipedia page up, sometimes if what you're trying to talk about isn't like worth talking about, if you're like, my name is Fred and I'm in grade 4 and I really like apples, I don't think you really get a Wikipedia page. So
Good,
I
healthy
think,
choice, Fred.
yes, actually, apples, good move. Apple a day keeps something away. I don't remember. Dentist, doctor, I don't know. Either way. So basically, I think they're claiming that they can help you keep it up. Alleged offenders will contact the person or business on behalf of Wikipedia soon after their page is created. Wikipedia has stated that this is a coordinated group, which is not better.
No.
Also, they have since purged 381 sock puppet accounts and 210 articles created by them. I'm not entirely sure what sock puppet means, but judging by sock puppets,
Like a robo
I'm assuming
account,
it's an account that those guys will use to screw around with things
Right.
that don't look like them.
Throwaway account.
Yeah. Wikipedia Foundation blog post stated, neutrality is key to ensuring Wikipedia's quality, although it does not happen often. Undisclosed paid advocacy editing may represent a serious conflict of interest. It
Yeah.
would. And could compromise the quality of content on Wikipedia. It would.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it probably has at this point. So hopefully they deal with that, because Wikipedia is awesome, and I wouldn't want that to become an actual problem in the future. EVGA will soon be entering the enthusiast gaming notebook market. This is not that surprising.
No, not at all.
Every kind of once every few years, EVGA will be like, and here's another product line.
Yep.
And they seem to do pretty well in all of them, so that's pretty cool. Notebook will be capable of heavy overclocking, so that's interesting. We'll see. Notebooks traditionally not usually that great. Some of them have been pretty good, actually. I know a few guys that have gotten some pretty impressive overclocks on notebooks and had them not throttle. So that's interesting, but we'll see if they're capable of heavy overclocking. We will see. Featuring the new Skylake mobile CPU, 17-inch thin gaming notebook with very high-end hardware. They said Skylake, so probably really high-end mobile cards as well, I would assume. Planned to launch late 2015 or early 2016. 100% EVGA design from the ground up, which is also not surprising.
Yeah.
Speculated that the K-series mobile SKU will be included, so K-series processors, but that has not yet been confirmed. Although if they're saying like
It's going to be overclockable.
heavy overclocking, very high-end hardware, it's probably going to be a
needs
thing.
to have that K.
Yeah. If it does use a K-series chip, it will feature 4 cores, 8 total threads, stock clock of 3.2 gigahertz with a 3.6 gigahertz turbo, and 45 watt TDP. Those numbers are just insane if you got into computers when I did or earlier.
Yeah.
Like, that's just absurd. All of those things. The amount of threads, the amount of cores, the speed, the TDP, everything is just nuts. The thickness of the notebook is not expected to be an issue, as Skylake has a very good power performance envelope, and has increased power from overclocking is minimal compared to previous generation CPUs. Sorry. That's true, but if you're going with the heavy overclocking and very high-end hardware thing, yes, so far we're just talking about the CPU. I'm interested
That's
in the
true.
GPU.
Yeah.
And heavy amounts of overclocking, I'm going to want, if that's what I'm buying this laptop for, I'm probably going to want a fairly excessive amount of cooling. So if they're like, these seem like very conflicting.
Absolutely.
It's going to have the most
factor.
badass hardware. It's going to be super fast. You're going to be able to overclock the crap out of it, and it's going to be thin. Like that's awesome if you can get all those things to be true. But
Yeah. Yeah, seems like they're claiming quite a bit.
Yes.
They don't have a long time to actually come out with it, because if they're saying end of 2015, you know, September is going to fly by. Those people, you know, summer's over, school starting, September always disappears. At least for me, it does. And then, you know, we're into October already. The end of the year is going to be here, so this is around the corner as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So they're going to have this stuff figured out. Personally, I'm kind of hedging on the fact that they might be claiming too much, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. This was the first year I actually took a laptop to BYOC. I had my own monitor, but being able to have, if you're able to have a gaming laptop that you can bring around for LANs and things like that, it's really nice.
It's pretty nice.
Slides into your backpack. Man, I had an easy time this year.
One of the cool things about that too is you don't have to worry about people stealing your stuff, because you can just drop it into your laptop and take off at the end.
Exactly.
Of the day, which is nice. They did kind of save their butts a little bit and say or early 2016.
Yeah.
So if they
there's
don't
that
make
in
it
there.
by that late 2015 line, they can still kind of pour over, which is nice.
You would assume they would try to hit it for Christmas, but
Yeah, I
I'm
think
wondering if they're
that's-
just going, you know, we might not make it kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the goal, though. You're
Yeah.
probably right. More laptop talk. ASUS refreshes ROG laptops with G752. I used the G751 at that LAN, so here's the 2.
Yeah.
And liquid-cooled GX700 series.
Yeah, this
Pretty
is
sick.
interesting.
Yes, so I'm going to try to get the topic up on here. The GX700 being teased as well. That's the liquid-cooled one. Let me see if I can get the topic up here. Sorry, one second. So this is from Anantech. I'm going to post this in the chat. My laptop is not super happy about things right now.
Very interesting attachment that they're going to have for this. I don't fully understand how it works yet. I'm not sure if they've released enough information to fully understand how it works.
Right.
But it does look like, I could be wrong on this, but it appears like there's a closed loop water cooling system built in, but then you can attach this huge unit that just kind of chunks into the back of it, which would essentially extend that water cooling. Because
That's
if there's a water
super
cooling
cool.
attachment, without that, how does it cool unless there is already an established closed loop?
It could be like, okay, full disclosure, I was busy filming a super fun stuff before the show, but what this could be is very similar to the, like, what was that card? ASUS, I don't remember the name, Poseidon? I'm having trouble with the name right now. Twitch chat will correct me, but the ASUS Poseidon, where it's an air-cooled graphics card. That looks like it. Yeah, it's an air-cooled graphics card, but it has fittings. And this could be just basically quick disconnect fittings on this guy. So it's air-cooled, and then you can click in and turn it into a water-cooled system. That could be what it is. Again, full disclosure, I haven't read it.
That could be, yeah. It's basically got to be either or, because it's got. Now, I don't know a lot about this Poseidon card. How well does it work? I'm always scared when a tool says, you know, I can do 2 things. These are the 2 things that I do, because generally a tool that will do one of those things does it better than the tool that can do 2 things. So I'm not 100% sure, but it's a really interesting idea, and we're talking about overclocking and LANs and all that kind of stuff.
Usually what I find, like with the Poseidon, I actually not that long ago did a review of a Zotac 2-in-1 cooling style card. I think that might actually be in the background here. One of them. Yeah, the Arctic something. You can see it. I'll show with my mouse. This one. Wait, no, that's not what you're seeing. This one, right there. That has 2 little water cooling fittings right there. Usually what I find is that the air cooling is okay.
Right.
Even if it has like pretty, like that one had pretty beast air cooling built into it, but because of like the water block and stuff and needing to transfer through it, it
Just
usually
more
ends up
material.
being okay instead of great, as it's actually made to be. But then you have water cooling options, and then that water cooling option is usually 6. So with this laptop, you could go to your work, do whatever you need to do, and it'll probably be fine because you won't maybe push it as hard. And then you could dock it at home into water cooling and then game. And that's actually a pretty cool use case. I think that makes sense.
And just the fact that it's quick connects can be really good for people who don't want to spend. If you've ever completely water cooled your computer, it takes time and effort and a bit of maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a really simple idea for someone who wants to just get in and get out and not spend a whole lot of time with it.
Yeah.
So again, just more options. I think, you know, the laptop, the notebook market is just getting bigger and bigger, just with how much more powerful they're able to build them.
Yeah,
It's really
for
cool.
sure.
I was kind of anti-laptop for a while there, to be completely honest. Just desktops all the way. And I still kind of am, but they're really shortening that gap.
I'm still, like, to be fair, I'm talking about cool gaming laptops. Gaming laptops are interesting. I still like the idea of a beast desktop at home and then a like more businessy styled laptop, just because I like my laptops running at cool temperatures. And I usually actually like them without a GPU because I find GPU switching can be very kind of weird sometimes, but yeah. Got it. My bad.
Oh.
That makes sense. Sorry for banging on the desk, everyone. So yeah, it's interesting. But gaming laptops seem to be getting better lately, so my opinion might change eventually. We'll see. I'm not rigid on that. Next up, Moto 360 2015 edition. There was a hands-on from, I believe, Gizmodo. So let me see if I can open this up. Android Pit. So I'm going to post that in the Twitch chat as well. Give me one quick second. I closed it.
It's personally and I'm not a big smartwatch guy, it's personally my favorite looking smartwatch.
Cool.
I love the fact that it's round.
Yeah.
Right, that's not a new, that was on their last watch, but the fact that it's round, it looks like a watch, because to me, a watch is still a style point. Like, I understand they're building in all this technology. You can look at your text message, you can OK Google, there's different things that you can do with the Apple Watch as well, but to me, it's still a style piece. And it's really, it has to contribute to your outfit, to your look. It's got to look right in the mirror, or it's not going to work. That's just my personal opinion. I think the 360 does the best job of it currently.
Yeah, so the basic model starts at $300 US, so like 8,000 Canadian dollars.
8.5.
Yeah. And the more expensive version, which I don't know a ton about at this moment, is $450 US, so about 16,000 Canadian dollars. I'm kidding, by the way. The Canadian dollar just sucks right now.
So bad.
It's pretty rough. It comes in two sizes, 46 millimeter and 42 millimeter. The idea is that Motorola can market the two different sizes to men or women. Women, not woman. They can market it to woman.
Well, I think they actually have two sizes for males, like the small and the large, and then they have a female version, which is the small with a different band.
Ah, cool.
So that's kind of it.
Sure. Although the bands, I believe, are interchangeable.
Yeah, interchangeable.
Where was
Yeah,
it?
right
I
there
was
you
just
can
looking
see
at it.
the
Here we
interchangeable
go.
band.
Oh, yes.
Just
there
right
we go.
there, that's the little mechanism that no one can see me pointing at, but
Here, I'll use the mouse. Wait, wrong mouse. Right here.
yeah, it's right there.
There you go. The display, so it has a, like it said earlier, the display comes in two different sizes, 1.37 inch and 1.56 inch. They're both LCDs. They have resolutions of 360 by 325 and 360 by 330, so not a huge difference in the resolution, actually.
They moved the hardware button from the 3 o'clock position to the 2 o'clock.
I like that.
Oh, it's way better. It's also, I was reading that there was issues with people bending their wrist and it getting poked into there. That's a big problem. Most people wear their watches on their left hand. If you're going to have that button on the right hand side, it's going to be an issue. So it's smart that they moved that.
Yes, I do want to go to dinner tonight, Alice Yang. I'm hungry. That would work for me.
I'm a little hungry.
Let me know which restaurant.
I'll third wheel like crazy.
That works, because it's not a date. Let's see here. In terms of actual tech specs, it has Snapdragon 400 processor running a frequency of 1.2 gigahertz, 4 gigabytes of internal storage, and 512 megabytes of RAM, which is something I haven't said for a while because that's in a very low amount of RAM. We even stopped iterating in that amount. Now it's per gig instead of per half gig. But anyways,
the good old days. The 400 milliamp battery, obviously that's a small amount, but you got to look at the draw, not necessarily the capacity. Yeah. But again, that's the scary thing with smartwatches is the fact that they don't last a long time.
I think I would want to jump to the 46 millimeter even just for the battery.
Yeah,
because the 42 millimeter watch has a 300 milliamp hour battery, and then the 46 millimeter watch has a 400 milliamp hour battery.
Large increase.
That's probably worth it alone. Then the slightly higher PPI, which is actually lower PPI. But slightly higher resolution. So the PPI of the smaller one, the 42 millimeter, is 354, and that's at a resolution of 360 by 325. And the PPI of the slightly larger one, the 46 millimeter one, is 313. So it's lower, but it has a slightly higher resolution of 360 by 330. It's just a bigger screen.
Yeah.
Android Wear, as you all probably figured out automatically, it has 4 cores running at that 1.2 gigahertz and Bluetooth 4.0. So I'm sure Linus is going to end up reviewing this at some point. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
probably stay tuned.
They get
for
their
that.
hands on one of those.
Let me see here.
We could jump into the Samsung launches. Oh, you got some on mine, don't you?
I do. It's going to take me a second. We have sponsor spots.
Sponsor spots.
Hooray! Yay! So we're going to jump into lynda.com. Lynda.com is awesome. You get a 10-day free trial at lynda.com/WAN show. Millions of people around the world use it. They have more than 3,000 courses available. It's actually kind of insane. If you go on their website, there's like all the things. They have topics like web development, photography, visual design, business. I know a few people that have actually used multiple ones that I just said. I know someone who's looked up their business stuff. I know someone who's looked up their photography and visual design stuff. And I know someone who started to learn photo editing through there. Ah, exactly. They also have software like Excel, WordPress, and Photoshop,
Yes, they do.
like I just mentioned. Whether you want to set new financial goals, become a better person in your respective field, learn a new skill, try something new, any of that kind of stuff, check out lynda.com/WAN show. Plans start at only $25 a month, and you get a 10-day free trial with that link. So head over to lynda.com/WAN show, claim your 10-day free trial, and start learning today.
I actually got a buddy onto lynda.com. He just took a different job.
Yeah.
Government jobs. So
Oh,
he started
wow.
doing recycling. We'll keep this try to be somewhat non-specific. But he's got a few hours at the end of the day, which he wasn't sure how to fill. And he was saying, how could I make money? He's trying to think of ideas. And I was saying, maybe instead of directly looking to make a financial gain in those few hours at the end of the day, check out lynda.com, maybe do a course or something like that.
Nice.
He's actually signed up and doing it. So
Nice. That's awesome.
it's pretty cool. You can fit it in there on your own time. And
Well, if what he learns needs a website, squarespace.com.
combo.
Go to squarespace.com, use our offer code Linus to save 10%, and you can make a beautiful website using one of their many templates. It requires basically no skill level, although if you do have a skill level at designing websites, you can get down into some of the code and change how things look, but you don't really need to. They have a whole bunch of different templates. You just kind of drop in text and images, and then it just looks very nice and professional, and can take a wave of WAN show people, which is actually pretty intense. We've used that multiple times. Let me see here one quick second.
There was a provider who wasn't able to.
I clicked the wrong. What is happening? Do you see that? The minimize and new tab button are covering each other. So if I just do Control T, it'll work anyways.
Keyboard shortcuts been working since 3.1.
What
Well,
is-
actually, maybe not that shortcut specifically, but.
Give me a second. Is this it?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Boop, boop, boop. So if you guys go to calibagsonline.com, K-A-L-I bagsonline.com, you can see my mom's website. She made that. It's on
Hi, Mom.
Squarespace, and it's awesome. And she made the whole thing. I helped her with like one random, very small thing. She made all the rest, and she doesn't exactly have like education in creating websites.
No.
So there you go. Trusted by millions of people who, trusted by millions of people and some of the most respected brands around the world. Starts at just $8 a month, and you get a free domain if you sign up for a year. I know
It's a solid deal.
a certain employee at Linus Media Group had his fiancée start a website based on their wedding on Squarespace, and I believe they got the domain for free through that. I'm not entirely sure.
Nice.
But that's all I'm going to say. So
That's it for now.
Private matters. Anyways, Squarespace, build it beautiful. Again, go to that link, squarespace.com, and use offer code Linus to save 10%. Boop. Yay. Back to topics. Let's do
Back
some
to
rapid fire
topics.
for a sec. Unless there
Sure.
was something you wanted to do.
There is, but we can do it after rapid fire.
All right, mini news. Google new logo. How much has this tripped you out?
I was wondering what you're going to say about it because I don't really like it. It doesn't really
You don't like it?
matter.
No?
No, well, like I don't really like it, but I also say that with not really caring because why? I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not a huge fan, but again,
I don't care about any of it, especially the large logo. What I do care about is the why can't I think of the name of it right now? But the small little icon that goes on your tabs,
oh yeah.
because it's just tripping me out because I'm not used to it.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I'm like, where's that tab? And I can't find it because the little icon's different. Favicon. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but the favicon image is just driving me nuts. Other than that, I don't care at all.
I use Google Maps constantly on my phone at work, and they changed a bunch of the icons, so I get the same feeling. of
Right?
like,
Yeah. Like what?
You don't look right.
What is that? I'm
what is going
looking
on
for
here?
the thing that I know. So what you're seeing here is, I believe, a GIF. Yeah. Of that little thing right there is what usually gets placed as the favicon, and then they just kind of show the other things that the logo could be used as because it's morphing into their other logos.
It's a cute little animation. I like it.
Yeah, it works. It works. So yeah, they changed the logo. They were recently acquired by themselves under a company called Alphabet. Things are changing. None of it, in my opinion, is really all that important.
They also mentioned that it might look better on smaller screens since everything's trying to go multi-platform and because smaller screens are becoming absolutely the norm. So there's a hint that that might be kind of the reason why.
Interesting. Yeah. Some of it was also because it more closely resembles the logo of Alphabet,
Yep.
which is that parent company I just mentioned. It's supposed to look more modern and playful.
I don't know anyone who does kind of the playful look as well as Google does. I thought they were very modern and playful before.
Already, yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. What else can you say about a small font change?
Not much.
We'll get through this. If you don't like it, it'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really not that big of a deal. I saw a few people, very small amount of people freaking out, but I think most people kind of generally agree with us. Let's see what the Twitch chat says. Let's do a straw poll actually. So give me a second to make this straw poll.
Man.
Oh,
Turn
I minimize
up.
my screen again. This is, I'm borrowing John, our resident American's laptop for this. So you can see, I'm gonna move us out of that corner. You can see just how awesome this desktop is. I don't know if he made this or if he found this, but either way, it's just great. So I'm gonna start a straw poll. While you guys hopefully talk about that amazing background.
It's pretty epic.
Straw poll.
The double down.
The double down is awesome. I think John's laughing back there now. .me. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. So, type your question here. What was it again? What do you think?
What do you think?
Of the new? I'll just show you guys what I'm doing. Google logo. Oh my god, I hate it so much. I spelled much incorrectly.
But it kind of goes with how it
Okay.
works. A wild Nick has appeared.
Hi, Nick.
Hi.
What's wrong, Nick?
That topic that I was talking about before is like, I think, probably ready.
Okay, I saw your giant full caps note on that. We're good.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
bro.
just know that people are gonna call us Nvidia fanboys if we don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't even know. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll see.
exactly.
Turnip.
I'm not going to learn what it's about right now.
Yeah, do that while I do this. Oh my god, I hate it so much. I don't care. Turnip. I don't really care much, but it's confusing sometimes. Cool.
Do you have like an I like it option? There we go. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Just no positive answer.
We will do permissive, and then that's it. So, create poll. Give me a quick second.
My prediction is turnip.
Yeah? You think Turnip's going to straight up win?
Well,
It's
that's
pretty awesome when Turnip straight up wins, I have to say.
I have occasionally voted for turnip every time, but
I've occasionally done this literally all the time forever. I like it. Wow, there's a lot of I like. Oh, Turnip.
Turnip.
Oh, jeez. Turnip's kind of running away with it all of a sudden.
I'm hoping I like it wins. Actually, I kind of want turnip to win because it makes Linus a little mad.
Yeah.
So
That's always fun.
I kind of vote for turnip.
That's always entertaining.
Sorry, Linus.
I'm actually part of team number 3, I guess, at this point, which is I don't really care, but it's confusing sometimes.
Yes, my honest answer would be.
I
would
don't
be 3.
dislike it, so I would be down with saying that I like it. It looks nice. I don't really care. I'm a part of number 3. I don't fully understand the oh my god I hate it so much crowd, but if someone's like resistant to change and they use Google a lot, I guess I get it.
It
Makes
is the
sense.
smallest. It is heavily losing at this point.
It is. Turnip is just wrecking.
Just destroying. Turnip.
16% above the closest other vote. So that's pretty cool.
So our first real answer is I like it. So that's kind of cool.
Yes.
I like it's winning.
Do you want to keep reading that thing?
Yes.
So I'm going to actually jump down and do a rapid fire topic by myself, and then hopefully you can help fill us in on whatever that is that you're
Sure.
actually reading. So the ASUS Matrix GTX 980 Ti Platinum is being shown off. I'll try to get to the actual thread, but the actual thread wasn't really linked, so it's going to take me a quick second. It looks freaking sick, I can tell you that much, but you might have a little bit of trouble having it match your motherboard unless you have the exact motherboard that goes with it, which if you're spending that much money on it, it's probably not that unlikely. So it's probably okay. Hopefully this press release actually has pictures. This press release does not have pictures, I don't think. So we're actually just going to show off the Linus Tech Tips topic, which I will link you guys in a moment here.
I say this every time I'm on the show, but your forum is awesome. When I was looking through the documentation, or the doc, I should say, before the show, there's a link to a Linus Tech Tips forum post for every single topic we're talking about. You guys are awesome. You contribute very well.
The tech news and reviews is like one of the most insane forum sections I've seen on any forum ever. They're so on top of things. Because people are so aggressive about wanting to be the first one. And
people are so good at formatting. It's a beautiful look.
Yeah.
It's like you make your forum on
and
SquareSpace.
oh wow, we don't.
Whoa.
But yeah.
But you
we're working on that actually for the next version of the forum, which is in development right now. Envision Power Board, or Envision Power whatever is the software that we use, and they released their new version, but we're going to be heavily modifying it, adding in a really cool new text editor thing that we're doing tons of work on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it should be actually a really big upgrade. We're going to be ramping up classified, so classified should be a lot cooler. There's going to be way more functionality. We're going to be implementing a lot of that stuff that's been in the thread forever that people are like, can we do this? And we're like, maybe in the next version. So we've been working on a lot of that stuff. Hopefully you guys like it, but that's months out. I probably shouldn't have even have teased it, so I'm just excited. Whatever. Anyways.
Well, I know you put an absolute ton of work into the first version of the forum. I remember going over to your place and you looked like an absolute zombie, and there was a ton of work, and I think that's when Mr. Wizard was was helping out as well.
Yeah.
And
this time we've got a pretty big crew. We've got Kat on the forum is helping. Colonel Mortis is helping a lot. Mr. Wizard is helping again. I'm doing some stuff, but probably not as much as I should be. But yeah, there's a big crew helping, and then once we start testing it, I'm going to be using all the mods and probably a bunch of Linus Media Group employees to like test out the website, find all the bugs that we can, try to fix what we can, and then we'll go from there. But anyways, jumping back to it, the 980 Ti Platinum card. You can see why I might have said it might be a little bit rough to match with certain systems, but then again, if I scroll down, you can see the motherboard that goes with it, and that thing matches it very well.
It looks sick.
So if you want to get both, that'll look super badass. And if you don't, it might be a little bit rough matching things, but you'll be okay. You'll be fine.
Could do a Linus Media Group build with those parts.
Oh my god. The orange is slightly wrong, I think. But that's all, a lot of that's glowing area. Ooh. Maybe I'll talk to them.
It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. I like it.
Figure it out.
I like it.
Doing a Linus Media Group builds like black and orange in general, I don't even think we've done that, and that's a pretty good idea.
I don't think there's a whole lot of options unless you were customizing.
No, we'd probably have to, but that's fine. Once this workshop
that makes it more original,
which is right here and you guys can't see it, is done, we might be able to
You mean that beautifully organized area of perfection?
He lies. Deceit and lies. Anyways, jumping to the topic that I don't even know what it is.
We're going to have to work through this together because I've been reading it, and it is a whole lot of information. But it does look pretty interesting. Ashes of Singularity demo was showing better performance in DX12 on AMD cards than Nvidia cards.
Okay. I haven't read about this enough, but I've read about it a little bit. So this is a massive topic. Nick has been working on the notes for it, like, up there during the show. I read something about it, like, right before the show started. I wish I knew more about it. There's actually a really good thread about it on overclock.net. Technically, they're a competitor to our forum, but I really like those guys. And I've got buddies that have been in the computer thing for a long time that are like, man, I really want to join Linus Tech Tips, but I have like friends on overclock.net that I talk to for all the time for years and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool. Just chill out there. It's cool. So we're not enemies. We're cool. Overclock.net's cool. So yes, Ashes of Singularity. The Oxide developer Kolak had a very lengthy response on the overclock.net forum, so that's what I linked, I believe. Yes, that should bring you right to the right post.
Yep.
So that's actually from the developer. He only has 4 posts, but after seeing this post, it looks like he made them count. I'll show you.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, he went ham. Not technically wall of text because he pressed enter sometimes, but it's a lot of text.
It is.
So basically, I think what happened was that AMD cards did perform better on DX12. Yeah, ASUS Singularity demo was showing better performance in DX12 on AMD cards than Nvidia cards. If ASUS is biased, then any Unreal 4 game must be Nvidia biased as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Using the nitrous engine.
Yeah. NVIDIA DX11 performance has increased over the past few months. DX12 overhead is still better for NVIDIA than it was on DX11 and has not been fully tweaked yet. This is actually pretty nuts. People are up in arms about this. I got a few messages right before the show, but wasn't entirely sure what it was about. Sorry that we're not fully up to date on this topic. This is like live news. It literally came in as the show was going.
It literally is.
Nick ran down here. Is like, I'm done. It's ready.
And it is about a full page on here. So good job, Nick.
Right now, this is a quote. Let me see if I can even see who it's from. Nope, but probably the dude that made that post. So we're going to go with that. Right now, I estimate about 20% of our graphics pipeline occurs in compute shaders, and we are projecting that we're projecting this to be more than 50% on the next iteration of our engine. In fact, it is even conceivable to build a rendering pipeline entirely in compute shaders. For example, there are alternative rendering primitives. That's exact. To triangles, which are actually quite feasible in compute. If someone gave us a card with only compute pipeline, I bet we could build an engine around it, and it would be plenty fast. I'm not saying that the graphics pipeline will disappear anytime soon or ever, but it's by no means certain that it is necessary. It's quite possible that in 5 years' time, Nitrus's rendering pipeline is 100% implemented via compute shaders.
Interesting stuff for the graphics world.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kolak said, as far as I know, Maxwell doesn't support async compute, at least not natively. We disabled it at the request of Nvidia as it was much slower to try and use it than to not. Whether or not async compute is better or is not is subjective, but it definitely does buy some performance on AMD's hardware. Whether it is the right architectural decision for Maxwell or not is relevant to its scheduler. Hard to say.
Because the last little quote here from Rob Halleck from AMD chimed in on the matter. Oxide effectively summarized my thoughts on the matter. NVIDIA claims full support for DX12, but conveniently ignores that Maxwell is utterly incapable of performing asynchronous compute with heavy reliance on slow context switching.
Without heavy reliance on slow context
Yes,
switching.
without, sorry.
Yeah.
Very important. He's not saying that is fully capable of it, but that it will need outside assistance. So definitely a little bit of drama going on.
So this is going to be basically an absolute shitstorm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's stuff blowing up around this. I'm going to rip that up a little bit. Yeah, I think our audio is okay at this point. Maybe refresh the stream if you're having problems, although you wouldn't be able to hear that. Wrecked. I'll type that in chat. Yeah, but I don't know. I hope they figure their stuff out. I like it when these companies have to kind of scrap for things. It's good.
Absolutely.
But a quote that I've been saying a lot lately is competition is good if the competition is good.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to someone about VR, and they were bringing up a whole bunch of kind of auxiliary VR companies.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, if you're looking at VR in terms of hardware, if you're not looking at Oculus or Valve, they're more auxiliary companies outside of that.
Yep.
And some of them are very interesting and might kind of plant their feet and be able to hold there. Some of them I think are just going to fall away. And one of my points was that I hope the ones that are going to fall away because they suck fall away very quickly. Because competition is good, like I just said, if the competition is good. If your competition is terrible and there's a whole bunch of it, it's just going to muddy the space. And someone's going to try out one of those things and go like, oh, this is terrible, therefore this whole space is terrible.
Just brand, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so you kind of want things to work. And if this is all true, everything we just talked about, and they're claiming full support and it doesn't have full support, you need to fix that.
Yep, absolutely.
Because I want it to come down to this card has these features and is this fast, and therefore I want it over this one. and vice versa, instead of like this card says that it can do this thing and can't, and therefore I don't know what I want, but I guess that one because it can do all the things.
You have a somewhat related video, which I watched today, about graphics cards saying what they're hitting, what they're actually hitting.
Oh, the GPU boost investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's not as bad, I don't think, because it ends up actually running faster.
Yeah.
It's just weird and confusing.
It reminded me of that video when you were mentioning that. That's
Yeah. So check that video out if you want. Basically, when you buy a current NVIDIA graphics card, they'll have an advertised boost clock speed, which is not what it will boost to at all. I've never seen it actually boost to that number on any graphics card that I've tested in the current gen. So, yeah. And the cards that we were testing were like hitting thermal limits and stuff automatically. So if I had ones that weren't doing that automatically, we'd probably even see more variance. But anyways, very interesting. I'm excited to see how this develops. I'm sure this is not the last we've heard about this. Someone is going to want to step up, and probably angrily, and we'll learn more things. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Stay tuned and we'll find out. If that's true, that sucks. Hopefully they fix it. If it's not true, well, then what the hell's going on? I don't know. We will see. Scrolling down a bunch. Give me a second.
There's the, trying to find out right now, the new Google Car app.
Oh, what? Samsung launches car mode for Galaxy app?
Yes.
I know nothing about this. Go for gold. I'll get this posted in the Twitch chat.
There we go. Okay, so Samsung has offered a car mode on its phones, but it's being refined. Leading the way with car mode is that it offers a standalone mode for those situations where cars aren't compatible, which in most cases, since only newer cars offer it, it's able to be compatible for older cars. Now, as you're looking that up, I want to segue a little bit. I think we're in a really interesting place in the car market. I'm a car enthusiast myself. A lot of people at LMG are. Not including Tesla, because they're doing things right. I think basically everyone else, and a lot of and you could say American car manufacturers, but it's not true. Even the imports as well, the Toyotas, Volkswagens of the world. Everyone's somewhat at a starting line, I feel like. They've all been making cars for a very long time. They've all done a decent job at their own kind of niche markets, whatever they're trying to hit with their different cars or trucks or whatever it may be. But now vehicles are becoming a tech item. And I feel like a lot of the manufacturers have been around forever. They're all at the same starting line. And this is something that's going to slightly differentiate each other, because I know it's Honda, Toyota, and Volkswagen. I'm not surprised at all that it's those three brands that are moving forward with this. There is no car. I think yours does a decent job, but I don't think there's any car besides the Tesla right now that has a great touchscreen experience for the user. I think they're all kind of okay. And we're spending so much money on them. We're spending so much money on them, and they're just lackluster. They're just not what they need to be. Hopefully this is a step in the right direction, because I feel like any car company that's really going to hit it out of the gate is going to do extremely well, because everyone else does a terrible job. I'm a Ford fan. Their My Touch, terrible. Hate it. Got nothing good to say about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yours is pretty good, but I feel like and yours is a 2009.
Yeah.
Let's add that in there as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my
the thing that bothers me about mine being a 2009 is I'll sit in newer cars. Like, I was in a very new truck yesterday, driving a very new truck that another dude owns that I know because I had to move a chair. Long story. And it's a very nice truck. And the screen on the dash, excessively similar to mine in terms of resolution, how it works, all that kind of stuff.
What was it?
Like a Dodge.
A Dodge?
1500.
See, I even like the Dodge ones.
Yeah.
I even think the Dodge ones do a pretty good job, but they could be so much better.
That's the thing. Like, you look at tablets, you look at computers, you look at laptops, you look at phones, you look at all these different markets, and they're moving so fast. And then vehicles, it's just like, well, turn the dial, do the thing. I don't know.
I did the Nexus 7 install in my dash, which was kind of a pain, but it looks fantastic. It's a 2-year-old tablet, and the PPI is uncomparable to anything else that's out there right now as far as buying your vehicle. But what I'm trying to say by this is, it's a really interesting article. Check it out. I think Luke linked it.
No, someone misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not complaining about driving the Acura. I'm saying it's weird that my cars from 2009 we're now going into fairly soon 2016,
Yeah.
and I'm not seeing huge differences. It's
Absolutely.
awesome that my car has that. That's great. I love that. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about that at all. What's crazy is that if you go look at a phone from 2009 and
Yes.
compare to it a phone that's going to be coming out now, and no, not at all. Completely different.
Absolutely.
What's up, Dennis? Hi. Come say hi to the stream. Come on. No, get in front of the camera.
Dennis is ready to go home, I think.
You're leaving? Oh, yeah. It's after work now. Say hi.
Hello.
No.
Not
I
quite.
just, this is the actual show. I just wanted Dennis to say
Yeah,
hi.
'cause it's delayed.
You reading the
Is it-
chat, Dennis?
That's hype.
Dennis hype, yeah.
Dennis hype.
They're
Dennis
happy to
hype.
see you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye,
Dennis.
Dennis.
So one of the big things with this is that you can plug in your phone or it can connect wirelessly, and then your apps and your phone will basically appear on the screen. So that is a step forward. They're kind of skirting around having to do anything themselves, I feel like. They're kind of like, oh, we'll just kind of port your phone to this screen now,
Yeah.
because that's nice. But I really feel, I think Tesla's done an extremely good job. They're going to be coming out with more models of cars, and they'll probably be
Model 3.
Model 3, and they're going to be upgrading their screen, I assume. All of you domestic car manufacturers, and I say domestic because the Toyotas you buy here are made here. So are they imported or are they not? Debate for a different time. Somebody please hit it. Somebody do it well. You know what I mean? Because no one's doing it well right now.
I agree.
This
I
is a
don't know.
decent step, but
I honestly, like, a big thing that I really wanted to do when we started Linus Media Group was car tech reviews.
yeah.
I don't know if I've talked to you about this before.
For a you talked about, I guess I shouldn't say, maybe it's more in the business. A certain manufacturer approached you, you looked into it and kind of said,
Yeah,
no
don't-
thanks, because
don't-
there's nothing
yeah.
here.
And that's essentially the story. Is what I wanted to do was go driving around in a car for a while, and I don't know enough to talk to you guys about the engine and like how it works and if it's more efficient than whatever. And if like I don't know enough about that. I know a little bit about cars, not enough to make videos on that kind of stuff. Not the technical aspects of the moving components like the engine. But I might be able to do a proper review of the tech that's inside the car. But I'd make a video every year.
Yeah,
And it would be
exactly.
like, yup, not much has changed. You can have a Wi-Fi hotspot, but you could also just do that on your phone.
Yeah, which I do.
So
But-
why would you buy another SIM for your car?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's some actually really cool. Someone just said Mighty Car Mods. I believe that's a YouTube channel that I've seen and is awesome.
Car mods
I'm
are
not
fantastic.
sure.
I modded the Nexus 7 into my dash. It took me quite a while to get all the bugs out. It runs great.
There's some super cool stuff on YouTube in terms of cars, but that's exactly why I didn't want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something slightly different because these guys are already awesome.
You're,
so
you're
why
not
try
looking
to
into
step on their
mods. You're
toes?
looking at what's coming out. What's
Because
the
I
stock.
can't do that.
Yeah.
And like there's certain guys, I don't remember what channel it was, maybe it was Mighty Car Mods. They're from I think Australia, and they buy like a couple of the similar car and they'll just like zombie them together like I did with computers back in the day and make like a couple throwaway cars basically and make one good drivable car out of it
Nice.
for like way cheaper than buying a new one. And like I watched one episode and it was actually super cool. So I'm saying Chopped, maybe that's it. I don't know, but honestly, it was awesome. I like watching car videos. Anyways,
Yeah.
we'll move on to more stuff. But I don't know, guys. Pick it up. Move forward. The tech in the Tesla is sick. You guys can do that. Like, I love Tesla, but it's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard.
It's really, you could copy that or do even better, honestly, without.
That's
a
what's
ton
so
of
frustrating
effort.
about it, and especially, I'll go after it again because I've got an older F-150. The brand new F-150 came out, the 2015 model. They advertised all these different things. I got caught up a little bit in the hype. Not like I was going to buy one. I was like, oh man, this is going to be so cool. And I was really excited because they weren't saying anything about that center console. Nobody's doing it right. Nobody's doing it right except for the Tesla. Get on the level. They are now tech pieces. Your big advertising feature that your truck can be a hotspot is not, or your car can be a hotspot, is not interesting. That's not engaging to me. You can go to any phone retailer up here. You can go to Rogers, Telus, Wind, any of them, buy a little tiny capsule. I saw one that looked like a cute egg. Once you give it power, it gives you a 3G network. This is old. This is not new. This is not interesting. And especially when you're trying to market to a younger generation that's into tech, into their phones. You've got you know, the Note 5 came out. Get something that is somewhat comparable to that level, or the new LG phones, anything like that.
Honestly, and someone in the chat, Drosophilus, I don't know. He said you can't compare a 209, but 2009 Acura with a modern pickup truck, compare it to a modern Acura, and you'll see differences. Valid point, except that I have, and there isn't major ones.
Yeah, I actually...
there's 2 screens, I think, but I just don't care about the second one because it's honestly just easier to do it with physical buttons. So like, I don't know, man. I did, and there wasn't significant change that I would expect from that many years.
No, definitely not. Like your comment about the phones.
Yeah. It's not even similar at all to the change that there has been in the phone market. So
absolutely. All right, I think I beat this one up.
Yeah. A little bit. Let's move on. Microsoft quietly rewrites its activation rules for Windows 10. This is from ZDNet, so I'm going to try to get you guys a link, and I'll try to get it up on the screen, and I'll do all the fun things.
Apparently, the net result is that clean installs will be much easier. That totally caters to me. I'm a clean install guy, always have been. I'm still on 8.1, but I'm just kind of waiting for a little bit. Then I will be going to the 10, of course, and it'll be a clean install. That's what I want to do. I've never been a big fan of the upgrade experience. It also kind of forces me to clean my computer up.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kind of like it. Because honestly, the upgrade experience thing, I kind of agree. I didn't like it before. Windows 10's upgrade experience is actually really good, though.
Good.
And like, I tried to test out the beta, and my whole idea was like, you know what? I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I'll just reformat it, and it'll be fine. And then I was like, oh, rollback? I can just roll back to my Windows 7 install? This will break everything, but let's try it. So I rolled it back, and it was perfect.
Really?
Which was crazy. I never had a single problem. And then I've upgraded again once Windows 10 came out off that same install back up to Windows 10, and it was fine again.
Wow. Which
was actually pretty impressive. So yeah, I don't know, kind of cool. The biggest change of all is that Windows 10's activation status is now stored online, which might be terrible for you or good for you, depending on who you are. After you successfully activate Windows 10 for the first time, the device will activate automatically in the future. No product key is required. Yeah, I don't know. Unwelcome change for those trying to do a clean install of Windows 10 without understanding the new activation landscape is a good point. Yep. But I don't know. I think people are going to be on the fence with this. Maybe let's straw poll it again and then move on. So I'm going to start a new one.
Straw polls are fantastic.
I really like straw polls. We could make our own, but considering they made this, like I've had someone like make a Linus Media Group poll thing, and I was like, you know what, that's really cool, but we've been using these guys since forever. We're probably like the main people that use straw poll. I don't know. Maybe straw poll is way bigger than I realized, but. I don't know. I just kind of.
I'm sure you give them a lot of traffic.
Why can't I type? I think I need to make a new one. There we go.
While we're doing that, we got one topic here that I don't think we'll talk about too much, but cable box rentals, a needless $19 billion industry.
Insane.
An average American household pays $231 per year on average for their cable box rental. Estimated 99% of cable consumers in the U.S. rented their equipment. Senators who commissioned a study on this market, Ed Markey of Massachusetts and Richard Blumenthal, I'm sure that's wrong, Blumenthal.
Apparently straw poll's huge, so I'm dumb, and they're massive.
Well, you guys are huge, so maybe,
that's pretty cool.
You know. Basically just talking about cable boxes.
I've never seen anyone else use straw poll, but apparently like a bunch of people in chat are like it's absolutely huge. So that's cool. I still want to use them because they're still awesome.
Yeah.
SquareSpace.
Build it beautiful.
Beautiful build.
Anyways, let's see how the straw poll is going.
Let's see the results here.
Turnip is destroyed.
Turn up.
But generally people are saying that it's good.
Yeah.
What's up, Justin? Not anymore. Yeah, you're delayed. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. It's good. It's good. Yeah, so 26% of people are saying that it's good. 17% of people are saying that it's bad. With 57, my favorite number, no longer 57. That makes me sad. 56% of people saying that it is turnip. So that's interesting.
I do like. I do like seeing the good votes though, because I haven't actually done it myself. So seeing the good votes is especially when they're warning people about doing, you know, fresh installs. So I like seeing the good vote. That's great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So I think that might conclude the show. Let's see if there's anything new here. Dun, 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 dun. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? What just happened?
Just about the cable box.
No.
The camera was blinking red, and so I'm wondering if it
No.
is out of
If
battery.
the camera died, that's super the end of the show. So.
Could be a radio show now.
Yeah, the camera's dead. Looks like they didn't plug it into the wall.
They had extra batteries. I saw them playing and talking
So,
about extra batteries.
I guess that's the end of the WAN show. For anyone wondering, yes, I will be doing a 24-hour stream tomorrow. It will be for charity. It will be on. It will be for the Extra Life charity. So you can check out links to the Extra Life charity that I'll be running on my Twitter. I just tweeted it out a few times. I'll tweet it out again after the show. Check it out tomorrow before noon. It will start, and then again it will go for 24 hours. I guess that's it. I'll roll this because you guys can hopefully see it. I'm going to have to do it a few times so that it'll start because our stuff kind of sucks. Yeah. There we go. The WAN Show. Weekly failure and... No, that's how we're going. SquareSpace is off. So is Linda Dog. Thank you. I'll see you next time. It was nice talking to you. I hope you